Hi everybody, Rhadamant here. Thanks for tuning in to Kerbal Space Program Episode 14, which originally aired live on Twitch. Okay, cool. And then on the bottom of this, I can set up another decoupler for the main thrust phase. So what I'm going to do here is not rebuild it, because that would take time. I'm just going to load Byron Industries and subpart this. Like sub-assemblies. Like... Oh. I didn't drop in the drop zone. Sub-assembly. Launch. Whatever. Cool. Okay. Open the Mr. Johns back up. Grab the launch whatever. And boom. Some adjustments are needed. Oh, also, these are swivels, not terriers. But yeah, that's a pretty easy way to set that up. So let's hook the terriers back up. Okay, the Delta V has gone down. Well, no, I'll actually compare Delta V to the original, so we'll see. But yeah, this looks correct, except for this phase should be higher. Okay, and then that phase to... Where's my terriers? Oh, they're way up here. So that phase to the terriers. That stage is to say. Double terrier, and then... Oh, this thing has the, Yeah, I don't want... Alright, I did that wrong. I don't need that there. Oh, okay, it reverted a little bit. I'll have to fix that. Boo. Reversions. Glad I noticed. So there's the scanning arm. And then the communicatron. And the thing... Oh, it's symmetrical. The curious thing is, will this survive... blast off or not? I think it will if I don't go too fast. Famous words. Okay. Yeah, we don't have the landing struts either. Yeah, I see that. And also we have some clippage issues. Actually, a whole lot of clippage issues. Is this liquid? Yeah, this is liquid fuel. Yeah, the autosaved. I loaded an autosave design, and that was wrong. All right, so now we don't have that clipping problem. Next up, we are going to strut them together. Don't have my nose cones either. None of the nose cones. Yeah, I loaded the wrong thing. That's on me. Gotta make it look cool though, right? It looks pretty dorky, so I gotta do all that I can to make it look decent. Alright, struts away. Done. Lights aren't needed. We're not docking with anything. Nose cone on the top. The little small nose cone. Cool. Then maybe some stability between here and here. I have 5555 delta V. My staging is wrong though, and it's not asparagus. So I'll fix that next. I also have more, what decoupler is this? Oh, no, that is the correct decoupler. So this decoupler fires when those go off. There we go. My delta V's gone back up. And then my asparagus staging should look like that. Save. Nope, I totally did that backwards. But I could fix it like that. Okay, cool. That is asparagus, then that. And before we even asparagus that stuff off, we're going to want to decouple that. There. Okay, so this, I think, looks right. I think it looks right. Except for landing struts. So we're going with the wide landing legs. 1 and 2. Okie dokie. Save. The thrust to weight ratio. We'll see. We'll see if this is a problem. I'm going to do... So this here will be a test launch to see if it's going to be an issue. And if it's an issue, we'll fix it. The over-under on burning up first try? Oh... I don't know. I don't know. Maybe we do, maybe we don't. Arclight, thanks for the reminder about my posture check. Those landing legs aren't right? I'll take a look before I launch. Oh god, the wobble. Already, oh yeah, they're already, oh my god. What symmetry did this do? Every now and then when you load like an autosave thing, it forgets where its symmetrical anchor point is, and then it gets all weird. Like this. There we go. Now, the wobbles, let me just add some more struts for them wobbles. So... make more triangles. Struts for the wobble. Spider-Man was here. He was. This is maximum jank, but you know what? It's okay. The aerodynamics on this must be horrible. That's why we have more fuel. Just add more fuel. Right, Mr. Yoda? Hey, buddy. Well, the wobble's gone. I was messing with fairings earlier. You missed the fairing build. I decided against fairings because it kept breaking parts of the rover. I suppose I could have nested those parts that were breaking inside of like surface bays and the like, and have them clip out of the surface bays when it was time to use them. But I don't really like designing rockets like that. Aerodynamic forces. Seems fine. Oh, a little off center. That's my piloting, not anything else. Hey, Mac, thanks for the luck. I suppose if everything goes fine now, I could just try to circularize this orbit and go for it. I see no reason not to. Oh, so here comes the heat. So F3 shows me if there's any broken parts. So far, there hasn't been, except for my launch stability overheating, but that's because I did that. So this is the heat part. But we're in such high atmosphere that, like, it might be fine. And if... Nope, yep, no problems. No trouble. No trouble. Just a little thermal expansion. It's still good, it's still good. All right, circularize in orbit. See, no problem. I even have all my tires. And they're trying to steer right now, which is hilarious, right? Look at them. Look at them wiggle around. Silly, silly tires. I'm going to disable steering. Actually, let me slap on the brakes too. No, I think about it. Ooh, but look at the lights light up. I like that. Yeah, the wheels keep spinning. Yeah, because they were like trying to go. It technically could use up my like the power that I have on board, but given the engines that I have, that's not likely to really happen at all. All right, burn in 50 seconds. Let's go a little early. Rocket car. The Terrier doesn't have an alternator, but my ship has solar panels. In fact, I have two massive, gigantic solar panels that I can use if I need it. I've already launched this design to the moon like 6 times, so I know there aren't flaws in it. Not fatal ones, at least. Hey, Redog. 2 years! 2 full years. Dang, man. Welcome. Alright, so the easy peasy circularization. Here we go. Doesn't need to be perfect. Good enough, as long as I don't dip back into the atmo when I don't. Cool. Alright, next up. You know what? Yeah, let's do the transfer to the Mun, but then I actually don't know where I'm landing on the Mun. Because I need to figure out exactly where the resources are, like where we want to go. So periaps of 300, that works. That works. You can't believe you've been watching for this long? Well, hopefully, hope there's more content to come that keeps you hooked. It works for me. I appreciate it. Works for Yoda, too. Right, Mr. Yoda? Dark Creation, thanks for the follow. And the Draenith before you. If Draenith, you're still here. If not, sorry I missed your notification. Alright, transfer burn time. This mission is the one you voted on. So this is not the milestone of like do anything to min-miss or whatever. What I do next again will be up to you. Whether I start a colonization mission or do a milestone min-miss. The colonization mission, so the only caveat with that is I have to have the money for colonization. So I do still have to be doing contracts to be able to afford to build a colony. Because colonizing itself won't make me any money. So, you know, I have to pay for it. This isn't Sandbox, it's career. And I ain't Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk. I can't bankroll it myself. You wonder if skyhooks would work? They would not, just because the physics engine wouldn't allow for it. You know, space elevators, skyhooks, things like that, they're not designed, the game's not designed in that level of detail. It'd be cool if it was, but it just isn't. Excuse me. Alright, there we go. A periapse of 400k, that's fine. Unable to transmit deployed science. Oh, because, my goo collectors haven't collected anything. That's just sad. So at this point, all I'm doing is circularizing to then figure out where we should create a... put the rover down to scan for surface for a colony. It's almost certainly going to be somewhere equatorial, because equatorial landings are a lot easier to do than non-equatorial landings. So it's going to be some point of interest somewhere along the equator. And we'll have to figure out exactly where it is. I'll have to consult the words station again to figure out the exact location. So we're just parking in a high orbit for now, until I know where we're going to try to colonize. So there we are. We have our little rover rocket ready to touch down somewhere. Let's switch over to words and turn on its scanners. So the big question is... Well, I should preface before I ask the big question. I've used MKS years ago. I have not tried to build anything with MKS since then. So the risk here is I do things wrong or something. Where is the... Oh, dear Lord, that's ugly. So when we're trying to set up a colony here, it's going to be fairly important to make it as simple as possible, because, you know, I'm just not going to be able to make a complex, really cool one first try. So whether or not we use nuclear power, that's to be seen. But what I'm going to be looking for right now, let me open up my little core design. I'll try to explain this as well as I can for how well I understand it. An initial colony, you're looking for flat terrain, somewhere easy to land, which would be equatorial, and possibly a nice view, like on the edge of a crater or something like that. That's obviously not necessary, but it gives you something nice to look at. You are going to want an orbital scanner, like this word station is. This word station, of course, has this survey scanner, which is able to tell me where all the surface resources are. So you're going to need to do an orbital scan from a survey scanner that is parked in a polar orbit, like I've done here. So that's a step that I've already set up, right? Obviously, but that's something that you need to do. And then once you figure out a rough idea of where you want to land, you're going to want to get some sort of rover on the ground to then further analyze for the finite details, because the survey scan here just gives you sort of like roughly what the resources are, but not in finite details. So that's what this rover is for, is the finite details. The resources that we're really looking to find would be water and substrate for farming. That's the kind of important ones. Ideally, somewhere where there's water, dirt or substrate, and gypsum to make fertilizer, so that we don't need to import fertilizer from Kerbin. Even more ideally would be somewhere that has uranium for nuclear reactors, and ore. Ore is pretty common, but and ore so that we can mine it up and build our own parts. So there's a lot of like resource requirements. So let's first scan for water, because I think water and hydrates are the most rare. So water you can use directly. Hydrates you have to process, which adds a little complication, but hydrates are more common. So here's a map of the hydrates, and if you look at the equator, there are some hydrates on the equator, so that's good. Let's switch to water now. If I could find it. All right, so here's substrates. Substrates would be like soils. And as you can see, almost everywhere on the equator, there is substrates to some degree or another, so that's fine. Here's uranium, or what is it called? Rhadamant. That would be for reactors, and as you can see, there's a little pocket of some sort of amount there specifically, just to the right of whatever crater that is. I don't know what crater that is, but that could be a point of interest there. Now here's water. As you can see, water is scarce. There's barely any water. We could decide for hydrates, or we could decide for water. Water is more simple because you can use it directly to feed hydroponics. But there's very, very, very limited resources of water, and it looks like the cutoff here is very low. So what I'll do is ask you all what liquids to prioritize, water or hydrates. So there's the poll on the top left of the screen. So yeah, just to recap, water is more simple to process with. It can be changed into supplies to keep Kerbals alive pretty much directly by adding water and substrates or dirt straight into supplies, more or less. That's an oversimplification, but more or less. Hey, Goo Container just sent some science. So collected 11% so far of 50. That was a freebie. Cool. Substrates, but the advantage, of course, of hydrates here, if we went with hydrates, is there may be some overlapping hydrates with uranium. So if we go water, there's a possibility, well, let me take a look. There's a possibility if we do water only that we won't have uranium sources. Or not good enough uranium sources to make it work. So it looks like hydrates is winning. Let me see if I can't do both. So here we have, in this area right here, we have, this is the water map. So we have a source of water on this patch here. And let's see if we have a source of dirt. Low, but yes. A source of gypsum. Low, but yes. A source of hydrates. Decent. A source of carbonite, yes. A source of metallic ore. No, there's no metallic ore here. That's good to know. A source of minerals, yes. A source of rare minerals, no. Regolith, definitely. Silicates, yes. Substrates, yes. That's important for farming. Uranite, yes. This spot right here doesn't have ores, which means that we can't make machinery. We would still need to either set up ore refining somewhere else on the Mun, or import machinery to maintain our parts from Kerbin, but we'd only really have to import them. We'd seldom have to import them. It wouldn't be like that often. But my question is, should I touch down my rover in this location here as a potential colony spot? Even though it is water, well, it's water and hydrates. So Should I touch down here or look for somewhere better for ore? Because there is a possibility of trying to find somewhere that has... So the really important things early on when you're setting up, the hierarchy of needs for Kerbals is pretty straightforward. Supplies is made with basically dirt and water. You grow food. Dirt, water, and fertilizer grows food. So to survive a stage 1 of colonization, you need to source dirt and water somewhere on wherever you're colonizing, and then import fertilizer from Kerbin. It doesn't take a lot of fertilizer to keep plants going. Stage 2, you would introduce mining of gypsum, which you can turn into fertilizer, which then decreases your dependence upon importing fertilizer from Kerbin. Stage 3, you would start to try to source more of the materials from the planet that you're on. So stage 3, you would want to look to add minerals and metallic ore so that you can start to make material kits and parts and metals and refining it to eventually set up a workshop to be able to manufacture things at your outpost. And then the last stage would be then to dig for exotic metals or exotic minerals, rare metals, and silicates for specialized parts and machinery. And then even if you want to go even more crazy, then you can start drilling for uranium to do nuclear. If your station's power needs are ridiculous because you've set up all these high tier manufacturing facilities, the refineries and the drills require a lot of power. So stage 5 would be like uranium drilling or locally producing fuel, things like that. Basically a refueling station, and possibly even extraplanetary launch pads. I don't have that mod installed, but that would be a possibility too, where we can build rockets on Mun to launch from Mun. But I don't think I'll be installing that mod. This is more about colonization, less about like that. So yeah, that's sort of the concept. And looking for ore seems to be the case. So let's go to the ore overlay. So the ore overlay here, just above, no. So this crater here, whatever crater this is, has high concentrations of ore. Let's see if it has other things that we might want. Dirt, no. So just east of this crater has dirt. Does it have ore too? So it has minerals, but barely any. It has no rare minerals. Definitely has regolith and silicates. Does not have substrate. Has some uranium. Has no water. Has ore. Has dirt. No exotics. Some gypsum. No hydrates. So that's actually really not a place that we can colonize because it's hydrateless. So let's track the hydrates here. This spot has hydrates. Here. What else? So does that spot have metallic ore? No. You know, it might be one of these scenarios where hydrates exist, metallic ore does not, and and inverse, requiring you to effectively set up. It has water though. So this was I think that was actually the spot we were looking at originally. So let me look here at the top of the twin craters. Or slight. On the western edge, it has a little bit of ore, a little bit of water. Definitely dirt, but low. Exotic minerals, sort of. Gypsum, yes. Hydrates, sort of. Carbonite, metallic ore, sort of. Minerals, sort of. So this area here, pretty much where that line is, right in this spot where my cursor is, that's another possibility. So let me ask you there. should I touch down north of Twin Craters? Yes or no? Let me double check ore again. Rare minerals, yes. Regolith, definitely. Everything. Silicates, yes. Substrate, yes. Uranium, barely, but a little bit. Water, a little bit. Ore, a little bit. Yeah, it has water, ore, uranium, dirt, exotic minerals, gypsum. It does kind of have everything. Slightly. There's a tiny little sliver right around here that sort of has everything that I would need. Right in this spot. Except for, I mean, there's some materials that just don't exist. But, yeah, maybe looking right here at this point. Like right in this flat spot. Rare minerals, definitely. Regolith, definitely. Silicates, yes. Whatever that is, yes. Substrate, obviously. Uranite. Uranite, yes, a little bit. Water, yes. Ore, yes. Dirt, yes. Exotic minerals, yes. Gypsum, yes. I think we have a go. Oh, yeah, okay. It has everything. So it's this flat spot here that we're aiming for now. All right, so let's switch back to Mr. Jones. We have a target. Now this target won't... so what's a little weird about this target is I brought a whole bunch of like science gathering stuff on this mission, which I probably didn't need. The science juniors and all that jazz, because there's no science to be gathered. Because I think that's a biome I've already been in. It's Midlands and it's the crater, so it's like totally not interesting. Okay, let me quick save, because this could go wrong a bajillion ways. But we will try. Try to do a landing here. So let's break orbit. That's good enough for now. Fast forward time. Now we just have to continually adjust our landing spot. I'm about to run out of fuel, so I'm actually just going to burn whatever I have left to stage it off. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Oh, I never, okay, that's interesting. I never hotkeyed the landing stabilizers, so I have to manually pop them open. 'Tis fine. All right, quick saving again. And I will add another maneuver to bring me a little bit closer to where I want to land. Right in there. It also looks flat, which is an added bonus. It would suck if we found a spot that like checked all of the marks, but was like rocky as hell, and thereby basically impossible to colonize. That would be bad. Oh, please, craft, do not explode. Okay. Burn time 11 seconds. So the way colonizing works is you don't actually have to dock multiple things to one another. You just have to land close enough that they will transfer materials automatically if you have logistics hubs. Sort of like Paraspora, if you remember me playing that. This ship, because it's wide, is very different, read harder to control than ships I've previously used. Ground surface. Let's do a blast like this. Okay. And fast forward time. Oh yeah, we're landing picture perfect. But now I need to... Oh, we just got a whole lot more science from seismic sensors. I don't know why. So I'm just, this is a initial slowdown burn. I might actually adjust it up a little to be in the center of this sort of flat spot. If I can. Well, I definitely can. There we go. That's the sort of center of the flat spot. So it's somewhere below me here. It's hard to exactly tell, but down we go. Let me get ready for the entry burn. So it's, and I'll close the pole. Oh boy, oh boy. All right, change my elevation for land, not water, as I've been warning you all about multiple times. Okay, I can see it. The flat spot between all the dimpled craters. Now it's definitely more obvious. I'm a little bit further west than I want it to be, but like, I'm also parking a Rover, so it's not a big deal. I can always drive around. And I'm gonna start killing my horizontal velocity so I come straight in. There, horizontal velocity's gone. Or mostly gone. Huh. I have no idea how I hit these seismic sensors. Something must have hit. I don't know. Oh boy. I think it was probably likely what it was. It was debris from the rocket phasing that I did that hit the surface hard enough that regardless of where the sensors were, it triggered the thing to go off. Either way, I'll take free science. All right, down we go. Ground tethers. Come on. Ground tether attached. And save. Oh my. Okay. This phase is correct. Yep. A couple. So much more gentle, huh? All right, turn off the brakes. Turn on the brakes. Glide. Glide. Okay, control from the seat. And let's get rid of the decoupler stuff. So what I want to do, enable steering. No, not you. No, not you. Oh, it's weird. Fine, I'm gonna have to enable it everywhere. So forward steering. I did save it, so I'm gonna gun it now and try to get rid of my get rid of the garbage. Gone! Bye-bye, garbage. Slam the brakes so the garbage don't land on me. Don't land on me. Ha ha! Ha 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 ha! And my rover lives. Cool. So if we take a look here, we have got dirt in high quantities, ore, yes. Hydrates, absolutely. Gypsum, yes. Metallic ore, not so sure about that. Rare ore, not so sure. I don't think this can actually scan metallic and rare ore. Oh no, I have to run an analysis. Okay. Water, yes. Uranium, yes. Substrate, yes. So it doesn't have metallic ore or rare metals, but it has everything else. Or metallic minerals, but it has everything else and in decent qualities. What I will do is drive around a little bit. So let's expand the antenna. And I'm going to set Jeb to hop on this thing. Now the biome data here is, what is it? Yeah! We're in the lowlands. We're in a totally different biome that I've never been. Oh, that is awesome. So we do get, this is a full complement of science. I thought we were Midlands, but we are not. Awesome. All right. Bill. Pin. Oh, you actually might need that. Oh, nope. No jetpack. Thunk. He's got quads of steel. All right, let's set up a little flag zone here. I don't care where it goes. We just need to set it up, and we'll be doing our flag and lowlands and all that. So this is Mun Lowlands. He's very happy. Mun Lowlands. Surface sample, EVA report. And let's get all the sciencey doodads going. Come on, please be close enough. I guess I have to jump. Oh, and there goes my skull. Don't worry, concussions are totally normal. Bill. So this is the communicatron. Look at how happy he's hopping around. Also, this stuff will keep the rover company, which is nice, right? Communications. I think the rover... Well, nah, it's not a relay. Oh, maybe this acts as a relay. That'd be pretty cool, because then that means that the rover has better communications with Kerbin. Okay, and then here's the experiment core. Oh god, I'm free jumping. It worked. Now all I have to do is not hit this with my car. Easier said than done. Yeah, we put a rover on the moon. It's too bad that's not like a milestone that it gets unlocked. I love when he falls, he acts like he got shot. He's like, oh, I'm dying. I'm dying. No. Over dramatic Bill. Wouldn't have it any other way. All right, so here's the goo. And we are 11% into our goo missions. So more goo containers is always nice, I guess. Yeah, he does have little stubby legs, don't he? That one's empty. More panels. I do find it a little weird that the deployables are so heavy that you can't use your EVA with them. Definitely makes it a little bit harder for sure. The other issue is, of course, chances are when I blast off, I'll try to blast off real slow, so I don't tip everything over. Oh, right into the strut. Cranium of steel. And then I think the only one left is the Grand Slam. Which should be in the top pod where Jeb is. In fact, I could probably switch to Jeb and move the Grand Slam down to make it much easier. Oh, I didn't do that right. To make it much easier for Bill to grab it. All right, full science base. Cool. I've got my soil samples. So the other thing I need to do is to open up my little pod here and do all the sciencey things. Oh, good grab, man. Very fine grab. Where is your... Oh, here it is. Oh, no, there's more solar panels, but, you know, I really don't need it. I'll just get refunded when I land back at Kerbin for it. So that's done. The crew report. Oh, I don't have an EVA report. So here's my EVA report. On the lowlands. And switch to Jeb to eject him out once he loads. And his EVA report will be above. Even though it said 0, I think it's because it's stored. It will overwrite. Ow. No, no, no. Oh, concussion. I'm glad there's no measuring metric of how many concussions you experienced while employed at the Kerbal Space Program. Okay, so that is a full complement of science of the soil stuff. Now I have to do the seismic and barometric. I don't know why I have the magnetometer. That's something that you would do from orbit. But I just haven't redesigned it. It actually does look cool when they're both the booms are extended, though. Let me extend them this time. Maximum science. See? Like two little weird antennas, right? Alright, let's retract the magnetometer booms. They're, I think, to measure the magnetosphere. Alright, that's done. The Science Junior already ran its thing, so close that door. And... oh, I already had a crew report. Cool. Alright. Well, then we're set up. The only other thing I'm going to do is quick save, because I don't want to damage my rover taking off. I know it's a little sad that no one got to drive this thing around, but whatever. So very, very gentle takeoff, so I don't disturb anything. And there you have it. The Rover touchdown. Now, there's a lot of things that you could do with the habitation bases. Like one thing that we could do... Oh, I need a stage. Bye-bye, side rockets. I hope you don't land anywhere weird. So, like, we could make fuel and then have a orbital station that acts as a fuel base or, you know, stuff like that. Or just colonization for the sake of colonization. That's totally a thing, too. So we're not exactly on the equator, but we're pretty close to the equator that it's going to be easy to land here whenever we want. So I'm going to circularize and get these pilot flyboys home. And then I'm going to come back to the rover and, well, no, I'll probably have you vote whether I try to rove around for a perfect Goldilocks spot for a colony, or alternatively, do something else. Some channel point redemption. Speaking of that, let me unpause it. And Byron, your Land Rover on the Mun is done. Oops. That's wrong. Okay. Next maneuver's done. Can you make money with a colony? No. You can save money with a colony. You cannot make it with a colony. So you can save money by building, manufacturing your own fuel. Seismic data. Let's hope it didn't destroy anything. But those were my side engines that I jettisoned. So yeah, you can essentially refine your own fuel to use, because a lot of your fuel when you a lot of the fuel that you use in Kerbal Space Program is breaking the gravity and atmosphere of Kerbin. So if you can then refuel in space, it is a lot less money to go on interstellar missions, to visit other orbital bodies. You would be required to make another stop, however. So like if you wanted to do that, you'd have to fly from Kerbin to some sort of space station that had fuel around the Mun, and then refuel at that station, where you would have to then build some sort of fuel transport to go from your fuel on the ground to bring it up to the station. Very complex, high level of play, but totally doable. I've built stuff like that in the past. It's just sometimes it's more effort than it's worth, but it's still fun to do. Hey, Ascendancy. You missed all the fun parts. We just landed a rover on the moon for the first time. But how was your stream? And welcome all you raiders. Always a pleasure to have you here. That fuel could be brought back to Kerbin, yes. Yeah, you could bring it back to Kerbin and land it to sell it, but it's not going to make you a lot of money. I'm just going to flatly say that. Fuel doesn't sell for very much in Kerbal Space Program, so this isn't like Fuel Manufacturing Tycoon, where that's like a viable thing to do. It just isn't. All right, let's go ahead and... I like the double shout out. Go ahead and line ourselves up for next. Well, why can't I warp? Oh, because it's coming up so soon. Yes, we are in space. As soon as I land this bad boy, full of science, I will show you guys the rover that I just landed on the moon. I spent like a good hour tinkering with it so that it wouldn't get destroyed in transit or upon landing, and it worked perfectly, flawlessly, and I could not believe it. And we have a ship here, this little dinky ship full of science that I'm trying to bring back to my space center. Yeah, the idea of refueling in space after Kerbin is glorious. There's other ways to do it. So another way, which I don't advise because it's weird and it doesn't work that well, is to capture an asteroid and mine the asteroid for fuel. The problem is asteroids have a very finite amount of ore that you can mine from them. So it works, but like for one refuel trip, it's not very functional, unfortunately. All right, so now let me try to get... You guys wanted me to go to the island. Well, not everyone, but it was suggested that I try for the island airstrip. I'm not going to have a lot of Delta V left to do this transfer burn. So I don't think... Because we moved an entire rover, I don't think I can do that much of an accurate landing this this attempt. But I'll see what I can do. So what I've seen some people do in mods and whatnot is set it up so that asteroids have infinite ore that you can mine to set up your own refueling station, asteroid refueling stations. But without mods, there simply is not enough ore to ever really truly treat it like a refueling station, like a orbital gas station. I'm almost out of Delta V. Yeah, I'm probably not going to be able to get to the island airfield reliably unless I get lucky here. Let me recalculate my maneuver now. No, it's pretty much the same maneuver node. Saving. It's actually not that bad. After aero braking, I should be pretty close. I think I need to thrust up a little bit. Keep myself aloft a little bit longer because the aero braking is going to bring me down quick. And then point retrograde so we don't burn up. Get ready for a light show. So here's Kerbal Space Center, where my cursor is, and then here's the island. The island strip is there. And... oh, maybe I'm going over it. Yeah, let me warp. Slow down some of my horizontal. Yeah, I'm definitely going too fast. I'm gonna whip by it. Okay, let's see what we could do. Here's the burn up. Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. Don't touch me. Ah! I'm gonna get fairly close. Using every last ounce of my my fuel. It's right there, I can see it. Oh, it's so close. Oh my god, finish, finish. Let me pop my chutes. Woo! Look at that. That was eyeballing. NASA, give me a ring. Thank you for watching Kerbal Space Program, that originally aired live on Twitch. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my countdown timers and links to Twitch, and also links to Discord, where you can sign up for Twitch announcements. If you like Kerbal Space Program, it comes up to vote on whether or not I play it about every 2 weeks. So if you're looking for the links to the polls, Rhadamant.com or the announcements section of Discord is the place to find those links. If you have any feedback for me, let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you next episode, or perhaps an upcoming stream. Farewell.